Hello, we are here for one more lesson of this T-Flex CAD training course, and the topic for today will be the variables. Um, these variables have a great purpose in T-Flex and extend the idea of the parameterization without doing any kind of programming. Um, they go on a deeper level from what we can get in T-Flex. These variables are auxiliary elements and enable to specify different types of non-geometrical interconnections between the elements of a drawing. I'll try to show you some very easy examples that I expect that these easy examples create these different situations and different cases I want to explain. Anyway, I truly recommend that you can see our theoretical side of this course, because in there you have all the functions and all the details in explanation about these little tricks and this theoretical side of this, because it's impossible to cover absolutely everything in this short video. So I will make a very simple drawing as usual, and again we will start by what we usually do. So now I will create a couple of lines, and instead of inserting distance, I will assign a variable, and basically we can express a variable to anything we insert. Okay, so I will insert a variable called A. So A, and when I insert a variable, I have some information I can insert, like a comment. If I want to say, for example, in this particular case, length of the rectangle, whatever, I can say if this is an external variable or not. And the idea of external is to have the possibility to use these variables in other drawings, not only in this one. And I can group these variables also in groups. I think it's easier to explain the idea of groups and even the application of an external variable when we talk about the assemblies and how to deal with these assemblies. So variable A, I don't care about the value of this thing now, just do the OK. Now I will create another line for the height, and I will say B. B. The same, I will say height of the rectangle, and OK, and that's it. And now the idea, it is to create a couple of graphical lines on top of these constructions, create a couple of dimensions, okay, also in this one here. And now if I change the values, okay, I can change them as usual. So I can say I don't want this value, I want less, and I want, in this particular case, I want, for example, 30. Okay, it will adapt, but this value is written on the variable. And I can assess the editor simply doing V, okay? Or if I go into parameters and then variables, so I reach the exact same place. So you see, in here I can create other variables, also simply doing the B here, the plus sign, and creating a new one. And I can change also the values here. For example, if I change them here, they will basically do the same thing. Okay, this is the first step to create some variables and change it and change them there. Now I can play a little with this, doing something like I can say that the length of the box will be always double of the height. So, for example, I can say, let us respect the sign, because it has to do with the direction where I've created my construction line. But if I say b plus 2, so now every time I change this guy here, okay, the other one will change accordingly. So we can create some mathematical expressions and relations between the entities we have in our drawing. Another thing we can do, it is the possibility to go here or go here, for example, and we can create a list. Okay, so for example, we can come variables, we can come here and say list. So I can edit my list. I can create a couple of for example, a couple of values, okay? And now I can do the same stuff, but simply through a list, okay? It will make this a little easier, and it will extend the possibilities you have with these variables. Now I can extend this a little more, because I can, for example, create a couple of additional construction lines. For example, I can create one line in the middle. Okay. I can create a circle. Okay, not this one here. And I can make it also, I can create a variable r, and I can say, for example, for now 20, for example. I can create for sure a graphical line on top. And if I call again the variable editor, okay, I have the R that, as you know, also we can change, no problem. But I can also do something like, I can say that this guy will be indexed to the B, and I will divide it by 2, okay? So now if I change the value on the list, okay, everything will change according, okay? Quite nice. And let us extend this a little a little deeper. One different thing I can do is to go, for example, into the visibility, and again I can do some variables regarding this visibility. I can create a variable for these graphical lines, for example. I can call this variable variable level, and by default it has the value 0. Very good. Now I can do something like going into the V and say that this level will be indexed into the radius of this circle. It could be, in this particular case, maybe it's a little stupid, but okay. I can say this is the radius, and the radius should be greater than 20, and if it is greater than 20 it will assume the value 0, otherwise it will be 1. Okay, and this will affect the visibility. Okay, so what happens in this particular case? At this point it is, okay, 20. The radius now is 15, so everything is invisible for graphical lines. Let us change, okay, continue invisible. If I go up, now it is visible. Okay, so very nice, the possibility to index this regarding also visibility. But we can go a little deeper also and create some functions, again, that you should see in our theoretical side, because we have a lot of functions. Okay, I will speak and give a very easy example to show the kind of thing we can do. For example, we can obtain values from certain objects or properties we have in our drawing. So I will ask the system to, through information, to give me the ID of, for example, the circle, the construction line, and I will take the ID. Okay, I will make it a copy. Okay, and now I will create another circle, for example, in here. Okay, and I will apply a variable, call it t, for example, and now I will call the variable editor, and regarding t I will apply a function that is get. This is to obtain some value, and this function it has a protocol that you should follow, open brackets. Now I should insert a value regarding the object I want to obtain these properties. So, and I say the object I want to ask the properties is this one, and the property I want to obtain, it is a property that is defined in the system by P1. Okay, P1. P1, it is the radius of the circle. So close it and okay. And basically I'm getting the radius of this circle, so if this radius change, this will change. For sure I could insert other things, but this is an example. Okay, and again I can create a graphical line on top of this. So let us play a little about changing here this guy, okay, and you see everything changes accordingly. So through this I can go in my list, okay, make different changes, and everything moves accordingly. In this particular case, 41, it will already change this. So these are some ideas and some suggestions of possibilities to work with the variables. We will see deeper possibilities, especially regarding assemblies, when along the evolution of these videos on this training course. Any help you may need, so again, I always say this in the end of my videos. Make us your questions, we'll try to help you according to what you need and according to everyone's problems or questions.